y'all got to make sure y'all programming that you put the poet before the preacher, okay? Because that's not fair. Cause it's like, I ain't got stories like that. And secondly, man, I don't know if y'all saw a legacy that I will always carry just now in this video. That's my man, the Killer Pino, the B-Boy Pinoy, DJ Effecto. Yeah, I'm here to talk about legacy and to do some poetry. But we lost him in right before Thanksgiving. And what he was known for was a lot of things. One was if you saw me, you saw him. He was always behind me. My children called him Tito. Yeah, this was one of the hardest moments. I'm from the hood like y'all. I'm from LA, and then I moved over to the 626. What that West Covina like? You know what I'm saying? But I'm from South Central, so it's like I've been seeing death for a while, but I never saw death as a dad. So what that taught me was the way I understood how men grieve, you know? Because I wanted to teach my daughters. I got 2 daughters. Y'all pray for me. I don't know what I'm doing, like, nor do I ever know what they're talking about. But I don't know what they're talking about. And I'm a rapper. That's the worst part. I'm cooler than both of y'all. I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway. But I didn't know because I thought, you know, 2 things. Men don't cry, and Christian men no less, because you're supposed to be happy about heaven. So you learn when you're a little boy, men don't cry. Then you get to middle school, and then Yolanda Gonzalez breaks your heart, and you're like, it's kind of hard not crying. Yolanda don't like black dudes, you know what I'm saying? When you grow up in La Puente, you the only black dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need Yolanda to like black dudes. You know what I'm saying? That's the most LA joke ever, right? So, then you grow up, you become an adult, and then you just realize this is ridiculous. Men absolutely cry. I don't know why. What have I been doing to myself, making myself hold this? I got this knot in the back of my back. It's because I ain't crying. If you just cry, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really on that rewriting. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to rewrite some legacy here. Little homie, you could cry, cuz, like, some stuff sucks, you know? But it made me think about, like, what am I going to communicate to my child? And one thing just about Ron, DJ Effecto that you just showed, was he had this tattoo of this, like, 6-shooter revolver on his arm. And everybody knew about it. Now, if you know Ron Filipino, but he looks Samoan. What up, Oos? You know what I'm saying? So, like, right? Because he's from Long Beach, you know what I'm saying? So he would have, so whenever we would tour, I toured with Ron for 7 years. He was my DJ. I always made him go get the check. Amen. Because he looks Samoan, you know what I'm saying? So, like, Ron went to go get the check, but he had this gun on his arm. So you imagine, you know what I'm saying, like, we doing these hip-hop shows in, like, you know, Nashville, Alabama, you know what I'm saying? We these 2 LA boys, you know, we pull up on these, like, low-key white churches, you know what I'm saying? Ron walk up, if y'all knew Ron, he talked like, never talk louder than this. It just, hey, I'm just here for the check. And he, with this gun on his arm. We never didn't get our check. So, but the gun had something on the barrel. The gun had on the barrel, it said kindness. So the idea was kill him with kindness. Ron was one of the most gentle humans I ever met. So it got me thinking about a lot of these moments, and what it taught me, especially about legacy and about what I want to be remembered for, is not, and that's where these few poems, they gave me 15 minutes, so I'm going to give you a couple poems. One of them was just really about, like, stopping and sort of noticing the moment and how, like, Sort of like the truth's kind of yelling at you all the time. You just kind of like stop and notice it, right? One of the tours we did was, first tour we did together, 27 Native American reservations. Changed my life. My first national tour, I was with this dude named Red Cloud. Y'all know Red Cloud, right? Some of y'all OGs may know. And we was on the Crow Nation reservation. They said that, you know, they don't believe in their culture that human beings can own land. Because you ain't make land. How you gonna own something you ain't make, right? Do the fish own the ocean? What make you think you own the land, right? So it said that's what they believe, right? And they would say, so if we have land and we didn't make it, that means that the land is a gift and it's sacred from Creator. They use Creator like a proper noun. It's sacred, right? And then they push me further. If it's sacred and it's a gift, they say we also believe that we're made of the soil. Wherever you're from, you made it as soil. And they would say, well, if you made it a soil and the soil sacred and the soil a gift, that means you sacred. I mean, you a gift. And I don't have a right to think of you as anything less than a sacred gift, right? And you could call that, you know, some Native American woo-woo, but like, you know, your 9th grade science teacher told you the same thing, that you made it a soil, you know what I'm saying, right? And y'all youth pastors, you ain't get past the first page of your Bible for the Lord told you the same thing. You made it a soil, right? So it made me think about, like, well, this is the type of stuff I want to transmit. I want to think about seeing people I meet, moments, sacred. Soil, sacred. My relationship to the soil, sacred. I already think it is because I'm from California. We already believe our land's sacred, right? But it just made me stop and say, I want to notice the moment. Let me be remembered for somebody that noticed the moment. Right? This poem right here is called 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So in 2017, for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we were on Pangea. One land, one nation, one planet. And I and my ancestors were the same age. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We saw how small we are. We saw how privileged we are to see how small we are. We saw black was beautiful. And if you would just let black be black and it blocks out the light reveals the brilliance it didn't even know it had. You know, we should trust black more. And mixed metaphors can speak volumes. The planet knew we needed it. We were 2 days away from Nazis marching on American soil, spitting the most vile irony on the American myths, the greatest generation rhetoric. We were 3 days away from cars, driving into peace, white lives matter, blood and soil, appropriated Polynesian mosquito repellent turned white hoods, tiki torches turned burnt crosses, frat boy uniforms in all khaki, which were kind of funny. 3 days ago, we were one planet, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Our perspective was orbital. And wouldn't you know it, when you look back down at Earth from space, the word America ain't written on the ground. It don't look like the maps. Streaked across the globe, streamed revolution televised, Bend, Oregon highways turned to one-ways to support the traffic. Kim Jong was singing Bob Marley. Vlad French kissed Trump. Ta-Nehisi and Cornell squashed their beef. Biggie and Tupac did a song together. Stormy Daniels and the Prophet Daniel drank Thunderbird. Weinstein thought twice about unzipping. Elvis and swing dancing finally admitted to being appropriators and gentrifiers. And Meek was set free early, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I straightened my side eye at them silly little red hats. Hippie white girls in hula hoops. Who cared about traffic on the 405? Heavenly bodies just showed off their curves in beautiful stretch marks. Space can be so sexy. We let our appetite for destruction satiate for a second. We traded guns for roses, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Was you too cool for the glasses? Was you too stupid to not look directly at it? Did our president actually look directly at it? After every expert said, don't look directly at it. Did you laugh? Hey, you ever made out with somebody you know you shouldn't have? Hey, you ever touched something you know you wasn't supposed to touch? Hey, you ever seen an eclipse? You ever been to Stonehenge? You ever felt connected to Mayans and Druids at the same time? Dogons, Egyptians, Etruscans, Ethiopians, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Hey, you ever experienced something that was so far above you and was going to happen whether you was there or not, yet it felt like the entirety of the cosmos conspired just to show you something about yourself? 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Too bad none of us will be alive for the next one. Sort of noticing the moments. And I think that that does something not only to ourselves who notice it, but the person that you would stop and point it out to. A little history about myself. UYWI was the first national stage I ever performed on. If you're familiar with our work, me and Thomas from this group called Beautiful Eulogy, we were best friends. We started Humble Beast together, but before Humble Beast, we just made an EP for UYWI, just two, because Larry said I was a prophet. And it was really just because I was Bobito, the DJ here. I was just his neighbor. I lived in Whittier, and he was like, "Can you come do this thing?" Sure, you know. But I think what happened again was somebody stopped and noticed the moment. Just noticed the moment, you know? I can't tell you anything Larry has ever preached, ever. Don't remember none of it. But I do remember him stopping me in the hallway and saying, "Hey, you got a voice, young man. You got to capture that moment." So I got this new one here that's not memorized, but my pride won't let me read off an electronic device. Just feel like it looks ridiculous. I hope my legacy is capturing the moment. So, I got plans for these here cells of mine, and it ain't to be right here, because here just really don't sit right. These not beautiful desert sunsets. These ain't California breezes. This is Postmated meals for one, lonesome dove, explore tab, almost texted crazy ex, sex with self, the waiting kills you. I got plans for these here cells as proven by my last month's bank statement. Sir, last month you spent $400 on numbness, $230 on avoiding, $500 on next month, $600 on last year. Sir, your streaming services totaled $69.99 on imagination atrophy. To forget how to daydream for yourself. Sir, you spent near $2K a month on avoiding the present. Really? What's so bad about here? Now, I say that as somebody not currently incarcerated, or a slave, or terminally ill, or possibly dead. But all of our fears proved I was never happy with here. And I searched for new spaces, and I attempted to plant a planet's worth of sage, kush, taking sound baths, Tibetan bowls, chronic bowls, Richard Rohr, contemplative plats, ancient prayers, apps and phones, screen time, social media fast, all to get me out of now, because now is incurable. Here is insufferable, and it's my fault for believing that anything could be anything but this, when I desire that and not this, because all we got is this. Memories are electrons firing at will. Future is imagination. See, both of us are imagining Tuesday, but those Tuesdays are dimensions apart. See, all we really got is this, but I've convinced myself that this is unacceptable, and my photons hold picket signs. The tyranny of physics must stop. This is what democracy looks like. My DNA is grassroots organizing against mourning. My chlorophyll organizing against death. It's the waiting. The waiting. And this is all I have. And if all I have is this, I don't know how to make the best of it. I've learned to say I don't know. I've learned the misery of mystery, the lack of joy in the process of discovery, to find comfort in the fact that no one is predicted effectively history. All I got is this: lust, luscious, ugly, disgusting, beautiful, this. One of the greatest moments of my life, last year I experienced a lot of death. I lost my best friend, my DJ. My other friends in ministry transitioned. Some of y'all may know, like, if you're familiar with our work, Beautiful Eulogy, they're both pastoring. They're senior pastors now. My manager in April just kind of stopped calling. I don't know what happened. I got ghosted. He just kind of stopped calling. And again, I'm from South Central, so some of y'all may not know what this kind of felt like, but like I was connected to Nipsey Hussle. It was hard for me. It was like the fourth death. And I thought to myself, a lot of my pain is coming from wanting that and not this. This is what the Father gave me. This is what's in my hands. This is where beauty is. This is where wisdom, endurance, joy, this, not that, this. So my hope and my dream for my music, for my poetry, for my ministry is that I was able to capture a moment for someone that I could do whether it's over headphones or in person, what Larry Acosta did to me, which was in the midst of a lot of amazing things, just kind of catch me in the hall. You got something, young man. You got something. Appreciate y'all.